And these were only a few of the speakers from this entire weekend. There were also many other great speakers there as well. And from the way it looks, I'm assuming every year will be a little bit different lineup. And so I am looking forward to next year. And with all of these speakers, what made this conference better than any other conference that I've ever been to is the fact that they continued to hammer content after content for the entire 3 days. It was non-stop. So we basically took about an hour, hour and a half lunch break each day. But besides that, when we got there in the morning, we went straight until lunch. There was no 10, 15, 20-minute breaks in between speakers or anything like that, which I find in a lot of other conferences, they do that as sort of a way to kind of break up the event and not have to offer as much content. Makes the day go by a little bit faster, but not at Rise. The Rise conference kept jam-packed, full of content, which I absolutely loved, and I like the fact that they did that because we were able to get the most out of the event. And there was even one day where Rachel Hollis was talking, I believe it was the second day of the event, where she was supposed to end at 5 p.m. and get us out of there. She actually spoke till 7:30 p.m., 2.5 hours over the time that she was supposed to be there, and just continued to hammer content after content. And so it's just amazing the amount of time and effort and how much I felt, and I believe everybody else felt, that they truly cared about us, and they cared about us so much so they wanted to take advantage of every single second to make sure you got the most out of it. And there was never a dull moment. There was always a reason for what we were doing and leading us from step 1 to step 100 by the end of the weekend, and leading us from the very basic to the very advanced by the end of the weekend, and tying everything into a nice knot. Now, the other thing that I noticed about this event, which I thought was crazy and never have seen before and never thought would have been possible, but this whole weekend, this whole conference, they never tried selling one single thing. That's right. They gave so much content that instead of giving 10 minutes of content and 50 minutes of trying to sell you on their product and how today's a great day to buy, and if you buy today only you get half off, and all of these special deals that they try and offer at most of these conferences, they did not do any of that. There was no sales throughout the entire conference. So even she had a store that was set up in the hallway that was kind of pushed to the side. They didn't even really make knowledge of the fact that she had a store there. If you happen to be walking by and see her store with some of her books and water bottles and things like that, of course you could stop in and buy some. But through the actual event, nobody on stage tried selling anything. No books, no courses, no further knowledge, no nothing. And even at the end of the event, as they were telling us about what the dates were for the next Rise conference coming up, they didn't even try pre-selling tickets, which blew my mind. But it blew my mind in a good way, because, you know, going to these things, it sort of waters down what you're there to do when you have somebody that's just continuing trying to sell. And it just kind of takes away from the big picture of why you're there and what you're trying to gain from that knowledge. So I'm going there to learn more. I'm not going there to pay more to try and learn more. Now, there was so much information shared throughout this entire event, and there's no way that we can cover all that here on this short video. This again is just sort of a recap of the Rise event, and you know what I thought about it, and also maybe what some other people thought about it as well, and a few takeaways and just the overall experience. That's what this video is for. So, but you can look forward to some future videos that I'll be breaking down some more of this content at a later time. And so if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe so that way you can stay in tune with what we have going on, and you can see some more details on some of these things at a later date. And so the first one that I want to go over that was one of mine. Hey, I hope you enjoyed all of this great content here, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below to become a part of this great community. And if you want to see more videos just like this one, look over to the side here, because they're exactly what you need to see next to continue to build your empire.